but an image of the beast. The papacy was strong when it had church and political power mingled together. So I believe that you're going to have another uniting of church and state. And that is not a good thing. Lots of people say, oh, I would love to live in a Christian nation. Are you sure about that? Because there's been lots of nations that tried being a Christian nation. And every time, true followers of the Bible end up getting persecuted by people that are pretending to follow the Bible. Every time. There's not been an exception. George Barna's research, I think, can explain it very quickly. Only 5 out of 100 Christians today in North America are born again with a biblical worldview. Would the 5% or the 95% be able to win the election to say which form of Christianity is in control? I mean, that should answer the question right there. I mean, I used to be a religious liberty lobbyist in the State House in Idaho. And it was interesting. Sometimes the liberals loved me and sometimes the conservatives loved me. But somebody always was mad at me, depending on who I was defending, because I would defend anybody if I liked them or not. And it was good enough that eventually they asked me to be Senate chaplain in the Idaho State House. But because I was already starting to do this, I had to turn them down. I figured I wouldn't be politically correct enough to be a chaplain of the Senate. W.A. Criswell, a Baptist pastor, said, I believe that this notion of the separation of church and state was the figment of some infidel's imagination. Now, if you know history, sometimes you find comments a little humorous because he's a Baptist pastor. The infidels he's talking about were Jefferson and Madison, who were working together with the Danbury Baptist Association to protect their liberties. And for the next 100 years, it was the Baptists that were the ones defending separation of church and state. Now, their idea of separation of church and state back at the beginning was not like the American Civil Liberties Union idea today. That has changed. American Civil Liberties Union thinks if you're a Christian, you should be silent in the public arena. That is not the idea of separation of church and state. The real one is that the state should not control the church and the church should not control the state. That's all that means. But it's a really good thing to have. There are many Christians, though, that want to control the state and everything else. Dominionists are united in their belief that conservative Christians should take a complete control of all political, secular, and cultural institutions in the country.